There's a lot of things about skateboarding I really admire, and I think one of those things is the sheer fortitude and willpower it takes to get yourself to do some of these tricks we do on skateboards. I honestly feel like the sort of willpower that getting good at skateboarding requires is something that you can carry with you throughout your entire life. No job is gonna break both your wrists, break some ribs, fingers, make you bleed from your legs, cut your face open, whatever. No job is gonna do anything like that. If you can get good at skateboarding, you can get good at anything. Beyond skateboarders being some of the most stubborn, bullheaded people I've ever met, it's more than that. It's more than just not giving up. There could be an idiot that tries to pull the fire hydrant out of the sidewalk in front of his house every day for 2 years. And guess what? He's gonna make very little progress, and we'd all think he's crazy. Should we think any differently for the kid that tries to learn a tray flip for a year? Yeah, we should actually, because eventually that kid's gonna land it, and another year after that, he's gonna have 6 tray flips. He's gonna be working on them switch, nollie, fakie. So yeah, it is a little different. While we all have that little thing in our brains sometimes that tells us to stop when we've tried hard enough, I think as skateboarders we kind of learn to turn that off, to see our true potential. We don't let our minds tell our bodies, okay, you've tried enough. No. Our bodies can get through very little to our brains. We tell our bodies what to do. We're in full control. We say when to go, we say when to stop. And I don't think normal everyday people really have that. Now, as much as I want to make a blanket statement that all skateboarders are these highly dedicated, super motivated go-getters, that's not always true. I think we all know a handful of people, and I'm not shaming it, that quit skateboarding when it got too hard, or they broke a limb, they were tired of breaking skateboards. I heard that a lot as a kid. Buddies would say, oh, I'm just tired of breaking boards, I don't have money to go buy a new one, or I keep ruining my shoes, my parents got mad at me, they said I shouldn't skate anymore if it's always ruining my shoes. Things like that, I totally understand, but after a while, skateboarding becomes a lot more than that. That's just part of it. Like, you don't quit working out because it hurts. No, it's supposed to hurt. You don't find a job that's easy. No, most jobs are hard. There's something about it that's going to be hard, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, moral. There's challenges everywhere you go, and you can't shy away from challenges. I don't want to shame people that have quit skateboarding. I understand that maybe it's something you just don't have time for anymore, whatever it is. But as I've said before, if something matters to you, you're going to make time for it. One way or another, you'll make time for it. I find myself oftentimes putting things aside that I shouldn't, and I've been working on that. Some things that I can put aside sometimes would be reading my Bible, listening to a sermon, reading in general, not even just reading the Bible, but reading in general is something I don't do very often. So I try to read a little more. I know it's good for you, it's good for your eyes, it's good for your brain. But then there's things that I always have time for. I always have time to listen to music, to watch skateboarding videos. I'm pretty good about exercising and stretching. So if I can make time for those things, who's to say I can't make time for other things, for different things, better things? I can. As cliche as it sounds, I still really love that saying that became popular around probably 2010 or so. You didn't get old and quit skateboarding. You got old because you quit skateboarding. I find that so true. I'm sure you guys as well can name a handful of people that you saw stop skateboarding, stop doing things they liked that were physical,
and you saw them age so rapidly, it almost seemed overnight, and now if they were to see old pictures of themselves, they'd hardly recognize themselves. They'd see these younger, happier versions of themselves and really not know who they're looking at. Well, that kind of looks like me, but couldn't be me. Was I ever that happy? Yeah, you were. Back when you had skateboarding.
While I think it's really important that we keep these hobbies and that we stay physically active, we need to challenge ourselves, etc., so we can grow and improve at things. I think it's also very important that we remember the things that are truly important, inherently important. That would be your family, your belief system, whatever it is, your morals, your character. We need to hold ourselves to a high standard, and we can't do that by being these lazy people that just give up on things, okay? We need to keep those things near and dear to our hearts, or we lose what makes us us. Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. As human beings, we have an inherent ability and God-given right to do and achieve whatever we set our hearts to. While that doesn't mean we can change the world with one foul swoop, it does mean that we can achieve a lot. We can change hearts, change minds. But before any of that, draw a circle around ourselves and change everything within that circle before we can even fathom changing anything else. Nothing in this life comes easy, but when we work at something with all our hearts, the results will be profound either way.